Casket, cremation, and party insurance. How would you like the proceeds spent? Hi, I'm Kevin Canals with InsureMeKevin.com, and as an insurance agent, I'm not a big fan of life insurance. Yes, it does have its purpose through the different stages of life, but oftentimes it seems like the monies you spend on the premiums could be better put into a retirement fund or savings account. However, there is one life product that I like that really is designed for older Americans to kind of shape the legacy, polish their life, tie up some loose ends after their death. I call it casket, cremation, and party insurance. Other people call it final expense because it's for your final expenses. Now, the nice thing about this life insurance policy that most people will take out when they're 50 years old, maybe up to 80, is that it doesn't require a physical exam. You don't have to have your blood drawn. There are just some medical questions you need to answer, and then they evaluate that, and it's either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Now, we're not talking big amounts here, $5,000 to maybe $40,000. So the premiums aren't real big, and they're obviously going to be a little bit higher than a fully underwritten life insurance policy, which some of us can't even get anymore because we have sleep apnea or our cholesterol is too high. But of course, dying can be expensive. And the nice thing about this life insurance policy is that it pays relatively quickly after the death certificate has been issued. So the person you designate as the beneficiary will have some liquidity, have some cash to take care of some things before the other estate is handled, if you even have an estate. Because, there's obituaries that need to be put in the paper. If you want a casket and a funeral home, that's very expensive. A grave marker like this one that I had made for these children that died many, many years ago, that was over $1,000. And of course, there can be other expenses that, especially if you unexpectedly die, are there, like credit card debt. That's me, because I'm always finding something to spend my money on. Pets, taking care of pets, pet sitter, and then, preparing the pets to be rehomed with family members or other people to take care of them. To me, that's just really important. And if my money isn't available for someone to get at, I want them to have some money to take care of my animals. And maybe you have horses, goats, sheep, llamas, whatever it happens to be. That money can be very, very important. Now, the life insurance policies can be expensive depending on your income. A $15,000 death benefit for a 60-year-old male in 2023 is going to be about $740 annually. 60-year-old female, about $550. Now, you can argue, Kevin, just put that money in savings, and then after 10 or 15 years, you'll have the amount of money that you need for your final expenses. And no argument from me, except with the life insurance, this is whole life, and so it goes with you all the way to the end. There's no term where it's just going to stop. If you pass after 5 years, you get the full death benefit paid to the beneficiary to take care of whatever you have designated. And of course, maybe you have designated that you would like a park bench erected in your honor on a favorite trail that you like to walk, or you would like some money donated to a favorite charity or church or organization. Cremation, there's the expense of being cremated and then scattering your ashes. There goes a boat. Maybe they're going to be scattering someone's ashes out on the water. I kind of want to do my ashes underneath the Golden Gate Bridge like I did with my mother and father. And then there's other people like me that want a life celebration that's a little bit different. I want to party. I want good beverages, and I want to party with the music that inspired me so people can understand what motivated me and what I really liked and inspired in life. You know, the punk music and the ska and the reggae and the new wave music of the 1980s. Because it seems that if people can experience that, they'll have a better understanding of who I was, maybe this other dimension they didn't know about. And that's what I kind of like about this casket, cremation, and party insurance, is you really get to define your life in the memorial so that people can experience it. It's one thing to read it, but it is completely different if you're able to have a full experience with someone. That might be a park bench, or it might be a party, but it's all up to you. So that's what I like about this whole casket, cremation, and party insurance, is that the insured, you or maybe someone else you know, gets to really sketch out how they would like their end of life memorial to be celebrated so that people can get to know them without any worries that it's going to be a huge burden on the family or friends to come up with the cash to make that memorial happen. So if you have any questions or comments, you may leave them down below. You can go to insuremekevin.com, get my contact information, and I will do my best to answer your questions. I don't hound people, so if you do contact me, don't worry about me calling and harassing you about life insurance, because that's just not the way I am. I would much rather be listening to my 80s music, dancing away in my office, than haranguing people on the phone about life insurance. So, out here on a beautiful spring day out at Folsom Lake, I'm Kevin Canals with insuremekevin.com.